Welcome students. Today we will start with a new chapter, that is transport in plants. In this class I'll give you a little introduction. Have you ever wondered how this very tall plants will get the water? Water, we all know, will be present inside the soil. How from inside the soil water will be transported to the top regions of the plant. In angiosperms, we have already known that in angiosperms we have many tall plants. They will be having a height of 100 meters or more than 100 meters. So how the plants will take that water from the ground, and who will take that water from the ground till 100 meters of height? Because till the tip of the plant water is required. Water is required by each and every cell which is present inside the plants. Water is required by all the parts of the plant. Each and every cell of all the parts of the plant requires water. So water will be taken up by the roots. Water will be taken up by the roots from the soil, and it will be transported till the tip of the shoot. If it is even 100 meters or more than 100 meters, the plants are able to pull that water from the soil till here. For example, this is the soil. So it is 100 meters of height. This is the plant, this is the root. Roots will take up the water and it will transport it from here till here. How does this takes place? How the water will be transported from here till here, till the tip, from the roots or from the soil with the help of the roots till the tip of the shoot. How water will be transported? In our body also we eat food. Our body, that is the nutrients or the food which is in the body, will be circulated in our whole body. We have proper circulatory system. We have proper circulatory system. Blood is there, arteries, veins, proper heart is there, pumping organ. So we have circulatory system which will be circulating the nutrients in our body from one place to another place. But plants, they does not have any such system. Plants does not have any such circulatory system. Then how will it be transporting the water from roots to the tip of the shoot? Not only the water, the food material. We have seen the process of photosynthesis. In the process of photosynthesis, food will be produced in the factory of the plant, that is leaves, kitchen of the plant. Food will be produced by the leaves. That leaves, when they produce food, so that food which is produced by the leaves need to be transported from where it is produced to all parts of the plant. The food which is produced by the leaf, for example, this is the leaf. If it is producing the food material, that food material need to be transported from food to the stem, the upper part, the lower part, all the parts. It need to be transported to all parts of the plant. So how this transport takes place? How this transport takes place? So let us see all this in detail, how this water is going from the roots to till the tip of the shoot, and how the food which is produced in the leaf is transported to each and every part of the plant. So basically the plants will be transporting three things. Basically the plants need to transport three things. The first is water. The first and the foremost is water. Water need to be transported. Next is minerals and food, organic minerals we can say. So these things are the major things which need to be transported from one place to another place. We have already known water from roots till the tip of the shoot. The food which is produced in the leaves, by the leaves. So it need to be transported to all the parts of the plants. The minerals will be in the ground, in the soil. So along with the soil, along with the water, the minerals also goes to each and every part of the plant. So here, if this transport of food and water is within a short distance, then it is called as short distance transport. If this transport of food and water is within a small distance, for example, in between the cell or from one cell to another cell. So one cell to another cell, the distance is very, very little. Even inside the cell itself, the distance is not the distance just inside. The nutrients or the water needs to move inside the cell itself. So if the distance is very little, if the food is transported or the water is transported or the minerals are transported to a very shorter distance, that is from one cell to another cell or inside the cell itself, then that type of transport is called as short distance transport. Short distance transport. So from one cell to another cell or within the cell. So that is short distance transport. But if the water needs to be transported from this roots till the tip of the shoot, then that is long distance transport. So depending on the distance, the transportation is of two types. One is short distance transport, another is long distance transport. So in long distance transport, water need to be transported to very longer distance, to a height of meters. Water, food and everything needs to be transported to a longer distance. So that is long distance transport. So this long distance transport is done with the help of the vascular bundles, that is vascular tissues. Inside the plants, vascular tissues are present. So this vascular tissues are present, that is xylem and phloem. This long distance transport is done by the vascular bundle or vascular tissues. Here the xylem and phloem together constitutes vascular tissues. So xylem will be helping in the conduction or transport of water from soil or from roots to the tip of the shoot. And phloem, it is a tissue which conducts food material. Food which is produced in the leaves will be transported to all the plants, above and below, all the plants, all the parts of the plants. So then it is done by the phloem. So phloem conducts food and xylem conducts water. Both of them are conducting tissues, or they are the part of the vascular bundles. So this long distance transport is done by xylem and phloem. These are the conducting tissues which conducts water and food material. So this one, if the transport of substances is to a large distance, then that process is called as translocation. Translocation is the process of movement of substances to a very long distance. So it can be from roots to shoot. This transportation of substances can be from roots to shoot, or it can be from shoot, that is from the leaves to the different parts, from leaves to, or from stem to roots, or from leaf to roots, or from leaves to storage organ. Example, food material is produced by leaves, but leaves will be only producing the food material. They will not be storing the food material. Food material will be stored either in the stem or either in the roots, or in few plants leaves will also store the food material. But here if it is neat. So if the leaf produced, it needs to be sent, the leaves, the fruit which is produced by the leaf needs to be sent to the organ where that food will be stored. For example, carrot. So the food which is produced by the leaves will be stored in the carrot, that is in the roots. Carrot is a root. It is nothing but a root. The part which we are eating in the carrot is root we are eating. So the food material is stored in the root. So from here till here it is transported. So this process of transport of substances from root to shoot, or from shoot to other parts, or from shoot to storage organs. Shoot to storage organs. That process is called as translocation. That is movement of substances, movement of substances from roots to shoot, or from shoot to root, or from shoot to storage organ. So this movement of substances, these substances can be water or it can be food. So that movement of substances from roots to shoot, and from roots to shoots to root, or from shoot to storage organ. So this process is called as translocation. That process is called as translocation, and this process will be done with the help of conducting tissue, xylem and phloem. So this short distance transport can be done by diffusion, it can be done by cytoplasmic streaming. So diffusion from or osmosis. These are the three processes which are the examples where the movement of molecules will be in shorter distance. Cytoplasmic streaming, that is within the cell itself. When the cytoplasm moves now, along with the cytoplasm, water and nutrients will also move. So the example of short distance transport is the diffusion process which takes place in the plant, the osmosis which takes place in the plant, and the cytoplasmic streaming. These two processes we'll study in detail in our next class, but here coming to the modes of transport, how the transport is taking place. It is of two types. One is passive, another is active. In passive transport, silent transport, where there is no requirement of ATP, no energy is required to transport food or water. It will be doing by itself without energy. The thing is energy is not required, but the condition here is, that is the concentration should be different. For example, this is one cell, this is another cell. If the concentration of molecule is 100 here, then here if it is no molecules are present, then slowly they will move from here to here. So this is high concentration and this is low concentration. So the movement of molecules will take place from higher concentration to lower concentration without energy. So that is passive transport, that is only from higher concentration to lower concentration. If both of them are same, this is also 100, this is also 100, there won't be any transport because there is no difference in concentration. Only if there is difference in concentration, then the movement will take place, and that movement will take place without the energy, without the usage of energy. And here active transport, it takes energy to move from one place to move molecules from one place to another place. In this active type of transport, the molecules will be moved from one place to another place, but to move that molecules from one place to another place, energy is required. So they will be against concentration gradient. There will be against concentration gradient. For example, here outside the cell 100 molecules are there. Outside the cell 100 molecules are there. Inside the cell no molecules are there. So here if it goes 50-50 inside, then it will be okay, because here after this transport here will be 50, here will be 50. Both the concentration will be equal. But after this, instead of 50, if 80 molecules enters inside, then it will be against the concentration gradient. It will be against the concentration gradient. 50-50 is equal concentration. But not 50. Instead of 50, we are pushing 80 molecules inside. Then to push that till 50, there is no energy is required. To push that extra 30, energy is required, because it is against the concentration gradient. So this requires energy. Active transport requires energy. Passive transport does not requires energy. And another thing is this. In this passive transport, temperature and inhibitors does not play any role. Temperature and inhibitors does not play any role. They are not sensitive to any temp, that is, the molecules are not sensitive to temperature or inhibitors. No role of temperature and inhibitors. Whereas in this, here these, in this type of movement, here it is temperature and inhibitor sensitive, because for ATP, for the formation of ATP, because energy is required now, ATP is energy giving molecule. For the formation of that energy, we require enzymes and proteins. We require enzymes and proteins. If the temperature are high, the enzymes will be degraded. Thereby energy will not be formed. ATP will not be formed. Because of high temperatures and inhibitors, enzymes and proteins will be degraded. And because of the degradation, the energy will not be formed. ATP will not be formed. So that is why this is sensitive to temperature and inhibitors, because this requires ATP. This does not require ATP, so that is insensitive to temperature and inhibitors. So in the next class, we will take up this process of diffusion and further how this diffusion takes place, facilitated diffusion, then we'll go to osmosis. So this was a brief introduction of transportation, that is a distance wise, long distance transport and short distance transport, and according to the means of transport, transport is passive transport and active transport. We'll discuss this another diffusion process in another class.